McMillan, to be followed by Alison Johnston.
Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. As one of the former members of the Economy, Energy and Tourism Committee, and one who actually took part in the inquiry up to the signing off of the report, I'll actually focus on some of the general findings of the report, as well as looking at how the planning issues can impact on the Scottish Government's renewable energy targets. Certainly, this report is the result of a lot of work, not just by the past committee members and also the present ones, but also by the Clarkin team, who provided some excellent support once again to the committee. And certainly, I want to put on record that my appreciation and thanks to my former committee members of the time, and also to the Clarkin team for their efforts. I also want to thank everyone who did provide evidence to the committee. So, as we know, Presiding Officer, that Scotland has the potential to be a world leader in renewable energy, and it's in this context that we must look at the achievability of the ambitious targets set by the Scottish Government. Now, the committee's report is positive, highlighting that the targets are within our reach, even if we have some issues to iron out. Now, one of those issues that has been discussed already today is that of the planning system. There was concern that the pressure on the planning system was in part due to the high number of renewable energy applications, and the Scottish Government has, however, taken measures to address this. There are some measures to address it, including the commitment to providing more funding to planning authorities. I welcome the idea within the report of potentially increasing planning fees charged for larger scale applications, as long as these will not disadvantage community developers. Now, this additional finance could be used to boost resources in individual planning departments where necessary. I also welcome the Scottish Government's announcement on the planning fees increase, as identified earlier on by Murdo Fraser and also by the Minister. I think that there should also be some greater clarity on the issue of environmental impact assessments. Now, the Scottish Government and local authorities, I would suggest that should come together to address this issue, providing greater standardisation and guidance on issues such as the visualisation standards and the noise assessments. I know that these are points that certainly were touched upon in the report. I support the benefits of the community-generated renewable energy, and would agree with the report that the Scottish Government should consider making adjustments to planning policy that would include clearer consideration of the local economic benefit of projects through the planning system. And certainly, just before I continue on the community aspect, there was one point that was touched upon yesterday in the Local Government and Regeneration Committee discussion regarding the RPP2, and that was the issue of energy being generated by local authorities. Certainly, we know that local authorities already do have the power to actually do this. They can do it if they wish. But also, there will be start-up costs that are going to be high. However, I know that certainly there will be some areas in the country that because of the post-industrialised areas that they are, some of the infrastructure may actually still be there that can be invested upon and then brought back into use. I'm thinking certainly in terms of some potential hydro schemes across the country. So, going back to the community element, I welcome the letter from the Minister for Energy, Enterprise and Tourism, and also the Minister for Local Government and Planning to COSLA and the Heads of Planning Scotland, which sets out the Scottish Government's requirement that spatial frameworks will form part of the local development plans. There is a real concern about local authorities' rate of progress in producing spatial frameworks. The timely delivery of local spatial development plans agreed at local level in an open, transparent and democratic process, but with the due regard to national targets, can reduce the costly and inefficient disputes about renewable energy developments that take place all across Scotland. By providing the greater clarity on what type of developments are likely to be permitted and where in any local authority area, we can provide both the local citizen and the developer with more certainty in the planning process. Local authorities must ensure that local development plans are consistent with national objectives and targets. Finally, while recognising that each planning authority has its own plans and policies, there should be some consistency for developers with a broadly similar service, regardless of where their applications are made. And also, as we already know, the Scottish Government's planning policy is something that's under review at the moment, and certainly look forward to see what actually comes out of that at the end of the process. I want to touch upon a couple of points that were raised earlier on in the debate. Lee McCartney, also the member for Orkney. I was one of the members who actually went to Orkney, and I thought it was a fascinating trip to actually go on. I learned so much And a few key things actually came out for me was, one, is that the people who are there, they actually appreciate the tremendous opportunity that they have, but also certainly for Scotland, the enthusiasm with which they're actually targeting and trying to really develop the opportunity they have is just outstanding. And also, they're building up this expertise on a daily basis. And that's certainly something that will certainly help Orkney, but also all of Scotland. And just one other point regarding tourism. I tried to intervene on Mary Scanlon earlier on, but unsuccessfully. And that's the point regarding tourism. I'm not aware of tourism numbers in Orkney actually decreasing as a result of the wind turbines that actually are there at the present moment in Orkney. I'm conscious of time, Presiding Officer, but so just one other point is just that regarding the. I think we know this is an energy opportunity for Scotland, and it's one that we certainly must grab with both hands. The tough targets have been set, and that certainly helps steer a clear path forward for developers, for the communities, but also for the job opportunities for our younger people in Scotland. Thank you.